Hi, my name is Marilyn Munford, and this is the video recording for What is HPT assignment. So what is HPT and the HPT model? So human performance technology is a goal for improved performance and the competence of people. And you can do this via an individual or a group or an organization. And what you do is you have a lot of problem solving. You're using methods, procedures, and strategies in order to figure out what the problems are. It's very systematic, meaning it's very methodical, and it's very systemic, meaning it is for the entire group, not necessarily for one person in the group. It's also not a one-size-fits-all solution because, what may work for one company or organization or person may not, work for another person or organization. So the HPT model is started by doing an analysis, and the analysis is used to determine the performance gap. And in order to find the performance gap, you can actually figure out what the desired result is and what the actual result is and subtract the two. And that actually determines what your performance gap is. You can also determine the causes based on that. We also have an intervention selection. Okay, and this can be your environment or it can be an individual, meaning you're looking at data, you're looking at resources, incentives, and skills to see what interventions can you use in order to bridge that performance gap. And the next thing that we have is the implementation of the intervention. And that could be coaching, it can be consulting, it can be health and wellness or communication or staffing issues, adding extra staff. What is it that will help, bridge that gap? Finally, or not finally, we also have to evaluate. There's a formative, a summative, and a confirmative. So formative is just questions you're asking along the way. What is it that's working? What is it that's not working? Summative is at the end. Is it working? Is it not? And then confirmative is what happens after you put your performance into play and you see if it's working or not. So I do have a little bit of philosophical perspective on this. Obviously, my goal is to become an agent of change. That's what I'm, trying to work for here. But I have a couple of biblical verses that just speak to me about, when you're building everything up, everything gets stronger. And that's 1 Corinthians 14:26. Also, if you're putting other needs before your own, that's Philippians 2:4. And 1 John 1:7, having all stakeholders working together will build your community. And essentially that's what HPT is about, is making things better, working together, everything getting stronger, etc. So these are my references. My HPT model was an adaptation from the Georgia State University model. I have a picture from Marilyn Gilbert and a couple of other things that I read in order to insert into my video. So I hope you enjoyed.